It's story time. Well, hello. It's story time! So, it all started on a dark and stormy night when this guy, he had nothing at all of what he was going to do with his life. And so as he sat there in just depression of awe, he looked to the sky of depression and asked the sun gods what he would do. Of course, when he come to the attention of there were no sun gods, he realized he had to make a decision. I will make a decision. As it echoed through his mind that he did not know what to do, a ding-dong went off at his doorbell. So he answered the door, and a UPS man was there. And the man gave him the package, and the other guy, which had nothing to do, was wondering why there was a package, because he hadn't ordered a package ever. So the UPS man said, "You have won an award." When he won, it was just a tear from his eye, and it just sparkled in gold. He took the package from the guy. He didn't even sign it. He took it and he slammed the door in the guy's face. He opened it up, and he said it was the most beautiful thing he's ever seen in his entire life. It was a digital camera. It couldn't video. It was like the ones that you get from Walgreens. When he got it, he was like, well, there's only a couple things I can do with this. He said, A, I could, be a weatherman. 2, I could be on the Discovery Channel. Or 4, I could discover animals or strange wildlife of the wilderness. So as he sat down and thought for hours of hours, after each day of each day, he thought, and he thunk and he thought, until he came of a conclusion. He was going to discover creatures. And so what he did is he found a newspaper. He found an article. It was about this big. That's how big the article was. And it said that it had this monster. Nobody knew what it was, but one man saw it in person. He called it the Falcon Man. And so they didn't know of this man. So they were like, what is this? So he was like, I will find this thing. So he put on his hiking boots, and he put on his suspenders, and he put on his cowboy hat, and he rolled out. Alright? He was walking, alright? And it took him quite a while to climb up the mountain of Hangres. Nobody has ever climbed this mountain. So when he got to the top, he said it was beautiful, because nobody had ever been there. And then that's where the monster was. And so he took out his binoculars and he was looking around. And then that's when he saw a black figure, and it was just, he said it was the most big thing he's ever seen in his entire life. He said it was huge. That's when he took out his camera. He was getting ready. But then it was like, it turned his head around 365 degrees. Just, he started getting scared. So it took off, and then it went straight down the mountain. He was like, whoa! So He thought about it for a second. And he was like, wait, I'm going to take pictures of this thing. And of course, it was a digital camera. So he couldn't video. So he... It was so fast with his finger. It was like... Alright? It saw the flash. Alright? Of the camera. And so it came back around and it snatched the camera right out of his hand. And then it landed and started pecking at it. And so that's when he reached in his back pocket and pulled out a frag grenade. And he... Ting! And he threw it, and he wanted to hit the bird, but the bird was too smart for him. So it... But it left the camera. So he blew up the camera, and the monster got away. So he had he had no idea of what he would do now. Until he got an idea. He would just go to the police department and tell them of what he saw. And so he opens the door. And all the cops look at him. He's just like, can I talk to the chief? Chief just bust out. You want to talk to me? And he's like, yes, sir. He's like, Joe, I don't want to hear no more of your stupid trash, alright? This better be good. Because last time. And then that's when he looked to the ceiling and he had a flashback. It was really awkward for about 30 seconds. Alright. So, Chief, he was like, alright, what do you want? So the guy was like, alright, so I went to the top of Grace Mountain. And he was like, whoa! How'd you get up there? And he was like, well, I climbed. And the chief was just at all. He was like, but it's at a 45-degree angle. Nobody can get up. He's like, well, I did it. And heroic music started playing. So he said, what? Why'd you go up there? He said, well, to find a creature. The chief said, what kind of creature? The Hawkman of Grace Mountain. Owner of the Dark Forest. Do you have evidence? And he said, well, on my camera. And he's like, so where's this camera? Blown up. How did it get blown up? Well, you see, I blew it up. Why'd you blow it up? Because the Birdman took it. The Birdman. Who is this? Look. Alright? All I know is it took it from me. I threw a frag grenade and whoa! Whoa! You threw a frag grenade? Yeah. That's what I had. What are you supposed we do? I say we take all the tanks up there. Wait for it to come. And then we just shoot it down. And so he was like, alright, if you think that's what you should do, let's do it. Yeah, they were all getting in tanks, but I'm gonna end it here. Right? And so, if you want to know what happens to the Birdman and what happens to the guy and the other guy and the chief and the other guy, then tune in next week.